dear friends, my dear UPSC aspirants, welcome to Gallant IAS. Today, I'm standing in front of you to discuss how to deal medieval India for your UPSC examination. There was a time students used to think that one or two questions can be asked from medieval India. Why should I study medieval India? But very recently, if you check the UPSC pattern, a good number of questions being asked from medieval India. 2019, let me tell you, including the culture part, around 5 to 6 questions they asked from medieval India. So a single question can be the game changer in your preliminary examination. In the mains also, they ask a good number of questions from medieval India. It's culture part. So how to overcome the fear of medieval India? Many feel medieval India is a dry area. No interest in studying medieval India. But let me tell you very frankly, if you approach medieval India just like watching the movie Bahubali or watching some epic series, you can easily enjoy it. Approach medieval India just like reading a story, enjoying a very, very eventful movie. That's it. Okay? And don't worry about your burden of syllabus. Syllabus is not a burden for you. If you truly enjoy it, it will not be a burden for you. Just try to enjoy, just try to involve in this history part, and history will be the most interesting subject for you. Now here I will give you a brief idea that how you deal medieval India for your UPSC examination. You are starting with early medieval India. What to study in the early medieval India? Early medieval India, I would say, it will be from 750 AD to 1200, okay? So this is something mid of 8th century AD to 12th century AD. This is early medieval India. When you study the early medieval India, try to study this northern history and the southern history. This is nothing but you have to study the popular kingdoms, the rulers, the reforms. When I say reforms, your most important focus must be on, yes, the judicial reforms, the revenue reforms. Okay, this is very important. You should not skip it. Then definitely there is culture part. For example, Rajput culture. Okay, Rajput culture. Or it's about these three styles of temple architecture. For example, Nagara style, Dravida style, Versatile styles of temple architecture developed during this time. And also many regional styles. Regional styles of temple architecture, very, very important for you. And their patrons. So this concept is very, very important for you. Then comes to the second module. Second module is about the Imperial Cholas. Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola, and their anniversary celebrations, etc., were in the news. Obviously, Imperial Cholas and their lookist policy or their actist policy. Okay, so their lookist or actist policy or their cultural relations with Southeast Asia or their trade with this China, obviously that is very, very important for you. Then about the local self-government. The local self-government. You should study what all their contributions to art and architecture. Their contributions to art and architecture. And you should know the imperial line of rulers. Imperial line of rulers. Okay, like different rulers are there. and their contributions, their major important historical wars, major battles they fought, major reforms they introduced, and their contributions to this art and architecture. These elements are very, very important for you. Don't skip it. Okay. It's another important module. Because UPSC already asked the questions here. For example, they asked Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola. Their contributions or their military conquest being interchanged and asked in the examination. So know that what was Rajaraja Chola, what was Rajendra Chola's reforms. Okay. Rajaraja Chola, Rajendra Chola, their reforms, their major military expeditions, and obviously their contributions to art architecture, especially temple architecture. Then comes the third module, which is Bhakti Sufi movement. Which is Bhakti Sufi movements. Bhakti Sufi movements we have seen. The Bhakti philosophers, Bhakti saints and Sufi silsilas who are in the news recently. So that we cover in our session. So Bhakti Sufi movements, you should know what is the weightage of these Bhakti Sufi movements. They are very, very important for your prelims and mains. In mains, they asked a question like this: the Bhakti saints, Bhakti philosophers and their philosophies, or how they are relevant with India's nationalism or Swadeshi. Or there are questions like Bhakti Sufi movements and their contributions to women empowerment. Bhakti Sufi movements, their contributions to building nationalism or creating national consciousness, and about their contributions to national movement. Or how these Indian leaders inspired by Bhakti Sufi philosophies, ideologies and the saints. Okay. Or what are the failures, limitations of Bhakti Sufi movements. Or how Bhakti Sufi movements, they become renaissance, intellectual culture, renaissance of medieval India. So many questions you can expect in mains GS1. And in the prelims, they ask the questions like different schools of philosophies and their originator. Or they ask questions like this, Bhakti saints and their similarities and differences in their teachings or ideologies. Or you can expect the questions like these, Sufi saints and their contributions to unorthodox socio-religious movements. You can expect the questions like different Sufi orders, their leaders, their salient features. Don't skip it. This is very, very important for you. Then you come across the module which is Delhi Sultanate or Delhi Sultanate. Yes, Delhi Sultanate ruled by different dynasties there. For example, that is slave dynasty is there, or Khalji dynasty is there, or it is Tughlaq dynasty is there, Said dynasty is there, Lodi dynasty is there. So you should know different Delhi Sultans. Different Delhi Sultans, the reforms means the military, administrative, commercial, revenue or educational reforms they introduced, different reforms. Alauddin Khalji, very important. Muhammad bin Tughlaq, very important. Okay, Ibrahim Lodi, very important. So have an idea, different Delhi Sultans, their military expeditions, then major reforms, their achievements, their religious policies. Obviously, next is, and their contributions to Indo-Islamic architecture. Indo-Islamic architecture, their contributions to Persian literature. Their contributions to Persian literature. Also, you should understand their contributions to Sanskrit literature and its development. Okay. Then comes provincial dynasty, which is Vijayanagar Empire. When you study Vijayanagar Empire, it's a very beautiful history here. Okay. You might have seen different movies on this Hampi. If you go Hampi, you can see there are temple pillars. When you touch the pillar, it emits to the musical notes. Okay. So that's beautifully seen in some of the movies also. So Vijayanagar, which is having a huge cultural history, its contributions to art architecture is, it is something very fantabulous, and especially the Hampi architecture, thousands or hundreds of structures, temples, etc. World Heritage Site also, UNESCO's World. So, Vijayanagar, different dynasties ruled the Vijayanagar Empire. Krishna Devaraya, his contributions, Amaranayaka system, taxation system, legalization of prostitutes, okay, or prostitution, or about its agricultural expansion or contributions to irrigation-based agriculture, or these Vijayanagar rulers and the diplomatic policies with this Southeast Asia, with Sri Lanka, with the Middle East, etc., their trade relations, or obviously the reason for their success and failure, okay, their interactions with other Indian dynasties. So many things are there which is important from your prelims point of view. So from prelims means it's a political history, it's cultural history, it's a socio-economic history, okay, and it's a what is called a religious history. All these elements are important from prelims point of view. So Vijayanagar Empire is there. Similarly, Bahmani Sultanate is there. Bahmani Sultanate is there, which you have to study very well. Different Deccani kingdoms. Then coming across the most important, which is Mughal Empire. This is Mughal Empire. Very beautiful history. Mughal Empire, you must understand who were the different Mughal rulers, mighty Mughal rulers. Babur, Humayun, Akbar, Jahangir, Shah Jahan, Aurangzeb. The mighty Mughal emperors, their contributions. Their contributions to Mughal polity, economy, society, culture, and religion. It's very important for you. Then the later Mughals are there. Indo-Islamic Mughal architecture is there. Mughal miniature painting is there. Mughal literature is there. Mughal music is there. So what are the contributions to this cultural sphere of medieval India? Okay, Indo-Islamic architecture, Mughal architecture, it's a beautiful specimen. Okay, Akbar the Great, his contributions, his Din-i-Ilahi, religious policies, his judicial policies, his economic policies, his foreign relations, illustration of manuscripts, so many things are there you have to study. Mughal Empire, in fact, this is one of the very interesting, very beautiful module from your medieval India. Then coming across the next one, which is after the Mughals, Maratha history. You have to study Maratha, Shivaji the Great, his Chaud and Sardeshmukhi system, his land revenue system, okay, or maybe his military expeditions, okay, or about this, what is called, his relations with the Mughal state, his relations with the Mughal state, his relations with the Deccani kingdoms, okay, and how this Shivaji the Great, he developed or evolved his judicial and revenue administration. How such things are even followed later by the British. Okay, such things are important for you. His local self-government and central administration, and about his cabinet of ministers and the terminology. So study, when you study medieval India, medieval Indian terminology is very, very, very important for you. Then comes to advent of the Europeans. The last one, advent of the Europeans, how these different Europeans arrived here. Portuguese there, French there, British there, Portuguese there, the Dutch is there, British is there, and the finally French is there. So Danish, different Portuguese, Europeans arrived, and they are not here for performing disco dance. They came here, that is for trade. And how this commercial, British East India Company, which came for a trade, or that is to monopolize the Eastern trade, how they eventually become the territorial rulers of India. That is the history which we study in our modern India. Okay. So these are the modules which you have to study very well, and you must have a plan for this medieval India. If you study according to this UPSC pattern or syllabus, definitely you can score all the 5 or 6 questions from medieval India. So don't take it for granted. What I am saying is don't ever ignore the medieval India. When you study it one time, and that is from UPSC point of view, so that score is secured and assured from medieval India. Okay, so UPSC is always unpredictable. You can't say that medieval India will be never asked or ancient India will be never asked. It is not like that. Anytime they can change the pattern. As of now, large number of questions are asked from modern India. You can expect like this also. There can be large number of questions from ancient India or medieval India or history, culture part. So always give importance to this ancient, medieval, modern India and culture part from UPSC point of view. Best thing is you study it according to UPSC syllabus, UPSC pattern, and try to understand the 30 years questions. One thing I shall guarantee you that, yes, if you know the 30 years questions from history, you can easily prioritize the modules or the lessons from ancient, medieval, modern, you can prepare for your history. In fact, our Gallant IAS is providing these capsule courses from ancient, medieval, modern, and art and culture, and where we assure that all these portions are covered in an exam point of view in a very comprehensive, holistic way. And we conduct these class tests for each module. We conduct a full test for each portion like ancient, medieval, modern, art and culture, etc. And also we will ensure that all the 30 years questions being covered and the extra UPSC standard, most potential UPSC questions being solved. Okay. So there are capsule courses for this medieval India also. And always take care. NCERT has to be your basics. NCERT, let me tell you that if it is this year 2019 UPSC asked a question which is Zamindar Jagirdar. In fact, that was a question which can be directly answered from this NCERT Themes in Indian History Part 2, Medieval India, from page number 212, 213, you can easily answer it. Zamindar Jagirdar difference. Okay. So NCERT, you must have a base reading of NCERT, ancient or this modern NCERT. You must go for building up your basics. Then you can come to these Gallant IAS, its classes or its modules. Okay. Because I would always suggest that don't ever invest so much time into research work here. You do it in a brilliant way. In a limited time, you have to cover the maximum from UPSC point of view. Okay. Okay. Stay connected, stay tuned, and please do subscribe our channel for more and more UPSC exam oriented video sessions. I mean selective sessions, and which will help you in the UPSC examination 2020. Okay, upcoming exams. So please do subscribe this channel and get notified about the upcoming video sessions. Small video sessions for your UPSC preparation. Okay, wishing you all great day and all the best for your upcoming preparation. Balance your mains, your prelims. I hope by December or by January you finish your optional. Then full focus must be on prelims. Okay, equally focus on mains, answer writing, get good mentorship. Thank you.